Welcome, everyone, to the first Valorant broadcast of the season. Today, we are featuring a matchup between the Stony Brook Seawolves and the University of Southern Florida Bulls. My name is Kevin Broderick, joined to you by Nithlin Ravi, and we are bringing you all of today's action. Nithlin, I know this is our first time here together, first time watching this team, but there is a game that's already been played by the Seawolves. They won that against Old Dominion last week, and again, we're looking through what we can here through the statistics, and there's one point that you wanted to bring up about the fragging ability of this team.
Yes. If taking a look at the stats, you can see most of the team went positive, and they all brought a great deal of firepower to the table. And even those who don't frag out just straight ahead, they have like tons of assists. So you can see the team gets fights going together, and they win a lot of them. Sure, the game wasn't like an absolute blowout. It was 13-9 both times, but that's not a super close game either. So it shows a great deal of teamwork for the Stony Brook Seawolves put together.
Absolutely. And we have the loading screen coming up, so we should be getting into game soon. But that also means that we have the compositions coming out for both of these teams. So, Nittlin, you seeing anything abnormal to you for these compositions on Bind, or do you think everything is stock standard so far?
I'm curious about the deadlock pick coming out from the Seawolves. Um, Most teams on Bind tend to not run a Sentinel, and Deadlock is quite an interesting pick too, because as a solo Sentinel, they can't really watch flanks, but you can play off the wall and sound senses with the team. So it's a very team-oriented pick, which I find in line with how the Seawolves have been playing so far.
Majestic trying to do his best dancing here as we get into the first round of action. Again, Stony Brook has been a very aggressive team. That's where a lot of their kills has come from so far. Majestic
Yeah.
going for a quick push, try to get up to this orb quickly.
You can see USF pushing up on B, and the Deadlock comes into play, holding them back. And you've got a quick rotate coming in from the Brimstone bow, who is now second guessing.
Gunny might get the first point of contact here, but it
Yeah.
definitely looks like it is going to be a B play. USF with 4 people there. Viper lurking over towards the A side, but now we see the Bulls backing off a little bit. Looks like they're slowly walking back towards the A site, keeping 2 at
And
least split on the map.
and Seawolves seem to have caught wind of it, having their smoker drop something in B, but still playing close to spawn. So they're not completely out of position for whichever site the USF team decides to hit.
Kaiser is already damaged a little bit on B site. Can see him down to 56 HP already, so they might be thinking it is an A play, but now a lot of noise being made on A. Queasy's going to get the first kill, and USF is already out onto A site just like that. Spike is getting planted right now, and it's going to be a quick 3-on-5 retake coming out for the Seawolves. Looks like it's going to be all coming from the A spawn.
You see the Seawolves getting in position, waiting for Util. You see the Fade Eye go out, so they're playing off the information they have. But all of the Bulls are nested in different positions. It'll be very hard to draw them out into individual fights.
Bow moving forward, has a player over to his left, but he fades back through the smoke. Gunny definitely going to have to get a few kills on his position, but gets taken out right away. Kaiser finally trading one back, but Bow's stuck in a hard spot, peeking 2 people. He gets one, looking for the headshot on the other. Baits him out into the open, but Davy's going to get that, and Queasy finishes it off. USF's going to take this first pistol round. And again, Stony Brook, it looked like they had a couple of good reads on that play, but I think a few gunfights just went the way of USF that made them second guess which site they should be stacking there. So into round 2, wouldn't be surprised if Stony Brook goes for a semi-buy here, try to get a few guns in order to maybe get a win in the second round. Again, that can always mess up the economy for USF, but it would be risky to buy anything here. A Sheriff already bought for Gunny, so you know what I'm talking about. That it is a partial buy for Stony Brook.
And he's taking a early peek into market with Kaiser. Spots 2, gets out, but
Quick
Majestic,
push from Majestic. That's
that's
not going to go
bold.
anywhere.
Yeah. Classic's not doing much against a Bulldog there, which causes the Bulls to lean very heavily towards A now, especially since the Rays are gone, but a lot of action in showers now, and Bao has cleared all the way into market, so everyone is in showers for the Bulls, and Abel is here alone, stuck in the back of sight.
Abel definitely going to have to pull off a few headshots. Does have Bao lurking quickly. The Classic isn't going to be able to do much in this situation. Gets taken out by Davey, who is watching the flank. Again, it's a 3-on-5 retake. Stony Brook at a gun disadvantage. Spike getting planted right now, and it is down. Couple of jiggle peeks from Abel, going to be taken out on the third one.
Not much.
Nice consolation kill for Gunnio, and he doubles up as well.
Making it costly for the Bulls here.
Absolutely.
That's a couple of rifles dropped, actually.
One more, and it would be disappointing for the Bulls, to be honest. Headshot almost landing onto Carno. Not going to get that one. Oh, gets timing on faked. Can he get one more kill? Misses the 2 shots. Faked will pick him up. And it will be 3 surviving for the Bulls coming out of this second round. And Stony Brook still yet to find their way onto the board. But as they get into closer to these gun rounds, you do expect them to even things out quickly enough.
Yeah. We do see the Bulls did pick up a couple of the Bulldogs. So now Stony Brook will have a gun advantage. So this is their chance to turn it around and start snowballing their way back into the game if that's their plan. But we seem to see a heavy B lean from the Bulls with just the Viper lurking over on the A as the barriers drop.
Again, it looks like Gunny is going to be this first point of contact, but he quickly drops back onto the B site.
And that's the wall taken down as the Bulls slow down, taking a little carefuler now.
Again, it doesn't feel good when you're queasy in this situation, winning 2 rounds, and then you get stuck on the Sheriff. You're going to be having to peek into Majestic, who has a Vandal. So again, it's like you were talking about. It was a costly round last round. So Stony Brook can find some of these matchups or these one-on-ones where they do have a gun advantage.
And right now, they seem to be hitting the right side as they have numbers advantage. And Gunny drops there to the Bulldog, so
it's going to be an explosion onto B with that frag as well. Carno already into the back of the site. Stony Brook looks like they're going to give it up and play for a retake instead. 4-on-5. It's going to be very, very costly for either team to try to win this round. Stony Brook, again, they could look for a save here. It wouldn't be an unusual thing. Passive teams may go for it, but Stony Brook, they're set up right now to try to find something. Bao holding down that sight line. Kaiser with 2 players in front of him could look to jiggle peek. He does have some support from Abel. Abel around the turn, going to get taken out by Crocs. Fake, excuse me, is going to double up on that. Bao finally finds one back, but that's the end of the round as it's just Majestic left, and he will obviously look to save his rifle on 2 HP, so barely getting out of there himself. It's going to be a quick 3-0 for the Bulls. And again, we say Stony Brook, they're a frag-heavy team. Frags aren't going their way right now.
They're not.
So you got to, maybe think of a diversion, a tactic here. Maybe actually even get aggressive. Double down on your ability to look for good fights. But what do you think they're going to do coming out into this round?
So I've noticed they've been taking a lot of heavy showers control, but the Bulls don't play there typically. So they manage to get the orb, but they also lose a lot of space on B, especially B long. I think that is where they need to focus a little more on because the Bulls are just powering through long and hookah to take a quick hit onto B. But now the Bulls have actually spread out a lot more, and the Seawolves have grouped up as a counter to that.
I would definitely like to see a lot more aggression towards hookah and B short. I think it would favor Stony Brook if they can really get these gunfights going. And then you see Gunny and Bao there right now. They do have Gravy off to the other side.
But they do have a severe weapon disadvantage sitting there in hookah. 3 Sheriffs, and that drops Bao with the first peak.
Easy eco kill for Davey.
We see Abel's utility coming through the TP to push them back, and that will cause the Bulls to pivot over towards A, where Majestic is pushed up with his saved rifle.
1 for 1, not exactly good enough in that situation, though. So USF going to quickly push into A. Queasy finding the last defender of the site, so it's going to be another retake for Stony Brook. No reason for them not to go for this. Gunny looking for an entry right now. Kaiser up towards Heaven.
And with no rifles left, they're gonna rely on their util to try to push them off sites, but they're running out. Fade has no util left. They've grouped up into Heaven and CT, but these are hard positions, and that
Faked
Fake drops Kaiser.
another headshot
Yeah,
and another kill for him. Gunny this time towards Heaven. Again,
very
one
similar
one two
situation.
kills could be important for them, but
But
it's going to be hard.
yeah,
Gunny
the
around
Bulls.
the corner, nice
That's a
headshot
nice
onto
shot.
Davy.
That's a rifle saved. The Bulls do have a good economy building, so that's not significant damage. So they are going on the hunt here. But
Gunny,
Gunny,
oh, another great kill from him.
1 HP, holds onto the rifle, which is pretty significant. That saves the economy a little bit more. And now we go into the 5th round.
USF still up 4-0. Looks like a
Yeah.
3-2 split for Stony Brook, 3 on the A site, which has been exploited quite a few times. Ultimate's coming out, so Nolan, how are you expecting Gunny to use this?
I'm expecting him to hold hookah with this, as he has been. However, since uh, the Bulls seem to be leaning towards the A side, if anything, it's probably going to have to wait for a retake. Um, as the Bulls seem to be going for a very fast hit.
Very
That's
quick. Carno
Carno.
already into the site using his satchel, throwing a bomb
Yeah.
over to his left. Could look to wrap on Showers here. They don't know that two members from the Seawolves have already penetrated down there, so it is a very fragmented play right now. Majestic will pick up the first kill of the round, so now USF is really scrambling all over the place, looking for another kill. Bao will double up, triple up for Bao. Kaiser finds one more, and it's all fallen apart for USF. The sole stander is Noxie. Will find one and get traded instantly. Stony Brook getting their first of the game and make it first of the series as well.
That was an excellent round from Seawolves, but also a slight misplay from the Bulls because they didn't clear out Showers, and when they lost the fights to Showers, they ended up getting pinched on site as Bao was holding it down from Lamps and Majestic was planted in Showers, so they had nowhere to go once that first frag went through favor of Seawolves, which shows the Seawolves, once they start winning their fights, they seem to get into positions that favor their play style. They just need to start hitting their shots.
Abel wasn't pushing into Showers there right now as he did last round, so a little bit more passive on this approach. Taking a good sight line, might get tested, but USF will back up. A lot of presence towards Hookah. Stony Brook pushing 2 towards that B teleporter.
We got the Bulls now. They took shower control and they left their Viper there, and now they're leaning back towards B. But unlike last times, Kaiser and Gunny are posted up B long, especially, and Kaiser's playing spoiler for Gunny, but that shot reveals him, and now it's a fight. A good combo from the
Gunny going for the peek. He'll get the headshot. Excuse me, that was Kaiser playing assist. Now it looks like USF is going to go back the other way, trading 1 for 1 on A site. Faked. Going through the smoke, going to get dropped, and that spike down as well. Bao can't see it because it is hidden by that smoke. Last 2 members of USF over towards this A site. Queasy, deep on it, finds Bao, gets the headshot in the 1v3. What can Queasy do? Looking for another one-on-one onto Abel. Abel saying the Wise aren't just going to spray through the smoke, ending that 1-on-3 opportunity and cutting the lead in half. It's now 2-4. Stony Brook looking to equalize.
a good pivot from Stony Brook's positions there, having a lot of B long presence, which pushes the Bulls right back into Majestic's crosshair over on A. And now we see 8 of 10 ultimates are available. So if both teams decide to use them for their takes, this could be a very explosive round coming out of them.
Absolutely. And Abel already over towards these showers. This is another quick push for Stony Brook. They get the information that no one's there. And on the other side of the map, USF going for a quick hookah push.
Seawolves seem to not want to hold hookah as tightly this time. Both Gunny and Kreis are falling back to the back of sight. And not hearing anything, Bao rotates back towards A, but the Bulls have silently been pushing up. They've taken hookah control. Now they're dogging up long to take control of there too. They have gotten the right read on the Seawolves, hitting a site with only 2 people.
Carno throwing a grenade deep. It is going to be 2 tested on the side of the Seawolves. Carno going for that entry kill, not going to find anyone. Sees Bao shooting that grenade through the smoke, and it's going to be a full 5-on-5 retake as here comes the ults. Carno looking to pop his, but so much chaos around him, he's not going to be able to use it. It's 2 kills for Stony Brook in the meanwhile, putting them in an advantageous 4-on-3. Bao over towards the side, looking for a way to entry, but it's a nice lurk from Queasy as 2 more kills coming out for Stony Brook just like that, and it's Queasy all alone. Easy defuse for the Seawolves, making it a 4-3 game. They are storming back into this one.
An excellent play from the Seawolves to use their ult in tandem to get the retake. Brimstone ult holding back the plant, and the Fade ult helping Majestic scale up with his own showstopper, which does find a frag on the opposing Raze. Now, that's most of the ults burned from the Seawolves. USF Bulls do still have 3 of theirs saved, so if the USF Bulls want to find an advantage in this round, that is where it lies. Due to they do have a slightly lower buy with a couple light shields and a guardian on one of the players.
Again, a lot of hookah pressure to start off the round, and on the other side, you see Majestic pushing out into showers. It's a 2-person push actually from Stony Brook, so they're getting tons of information that no one's on the A side of the map.
But now the Bulls have been rotating back, so once this wall drops, which it has, it's going to be a fight.
Abel getting traded out quickly. Majestic still up, looking for a double. Will get dropped by Queasy with a nice headshot, and he'll spin around for a second. Bao taking out as well. Nice wall bang. 2-on-4 retake.
Here comes the Viper's Pit to make that even more difficult.
And I don't think Stony Brook can realistically go for this one. Gunny might have a peek in for it. Is open and exposed towards showers if Carno wants to peek into him, but Kaiser
looks like
will
they
go
are
up and
gonna
around.
try to make an attempt at this.
Absolutely they are. They're definitely looking for it. Kaiser, his spray isn't far off from Carno, but eventually it still will not find its mark.
It will
there
now.
It is now. Viper Pit is now down. Gunny looking for some fights, gets blinded. Kaiser needs to come in and support his teammate right away.
That's the Brim ult for the defusal denial.
Another fight coming out for Kaiser, but he'll get blindsided by Davey, leaving it all up to his teammate and Gunny. Gunny goes through the smoke as well and gets taken out that easily. 5-3 now for USF. They do stop that bleeding.
That was an excellent post plant from them with the Viper's Pit, but they also had the Brimstone and the Maul in the back, and they had the Raze nade coming in from showers. There was just too much util for the Seawolves to get that diffuse through.
And you really got to talk about the fact that they did use 2 ultimates there on a 4-on-2, so it's not necessarily bad from Stony Brook the way that they approached it.
That was an excellent push from them to draw out the Brim ult, which does leave them only with Sky Seekers. However, we're back in the game, and Gunny is going for the same wall originally, but he does join Kaiser and Majestic Nuts with a push down long.
3-person push from Stony Brook. They will find the opening and quickly retreat off of that. Let's see how USF responds. Going quickly back towards the A site and a lot of hookah presence.
USF did not break the wall this time, so Seawolves can comfortably sit up long knowing that no one's pushed into hookah just yet.
Still a lot of presence for the Bulls, but they're going to lose another one in Queasy and a third with Majestic swinging out from the nice util. Claims the orb, a little bit greedy, but it doesn't matter as Gunny will help him out. 4-on-1. It's all left to Davey. Realistically, no chance in this round.
He's got Bao on the flank. He's getting pinched real fast.
Bao. He could look for a knife kill. I wouldn't put it past Bao, but I think he's going to miss this timing, maybe by a little bit. Gravy is looking and checking his flanks. Majestic, one last headshot, and that will do it. Stony Brook claiming another one as we're getting close to the end of the half.
And once again, we see the aggression from the Seawolves paying off. 3 of them pushed down long to take that first kill, and after that, the push from the Bulls kind of fell apart. They weren't sure which way to go. They got locked out of hookah. There was a deadlock trip on long. They kind of just had to give it up. And now we see the timeout coming in from the USF Bulls as they try to stop the bleeding and turn around these last 3 rounds.
And if you are the Bulls, what are you saying? What would you think that was working so well from them in the first couple of rounds of this map to falling apart? I mean, I wouldn't say falling apart, but losing 4 or 5 of the next rounds in the gun round specifically.
I think going too fast actually plays into the Seawolves' strengths. They've had their explosive takes, but they did also play a lot of map control initially, bait out rotations from the Seawolves.
Mhm.
Bao was always ping-ponging back and forth between the sites. Now that they've been directly jumping into a single site, they've been running straight into the one-on-one duels that they haven't been winning.
Now we get into the 10th round of this first map. Majestic. Again, it's this early shower push that they've been doing so much.
And there's a fade lineup coming in all the way from B, if you've noticed. It lands outside of showers to help them take control, which is excellent planning from the Seawolves. And there it is again.
Carno, first peek, does lay a couple of bullets down onto Kaiser, but ultimately no real fight to be had there. It's more B play from USF. Do you think this is going to work out? Because they've been exposed quite a few times on this B site as of recent.
They've shown a lot of presence, and now they're still committing to it, which causes Abel and all the Gecko util to rotate very fast, and that splits up a lot of them.
Here comes the swings as Davey gets the first one, but quickly gets slowed down by the utility coming out from Stony Brook. And here comes the teleport.
A quick 4-man TP onto a almost open A side. Bao is locked
all by
in here
himself.
Yeah.
Bao is going to need to get at least 1 or 2 in order for them to get into this round. Majestic will help him out with one. A wild spray, and he gets picked up by Carno. Unfortunate from Bao there. He had good positioning, just not able to convert. Kaiser, closest one towards this site now. Could look to go forward in front of his teammate, but will end up waiting.
And
Abel going up towards Heaven, has 2 people towards showers, but he doesn't know that quite yet. And Stony Brook, they could get flanked if they wait too long. Here comes the retake hit. Kaiser looking for the defuse. Abel taps it, using his buddy to help him out. Kaiser picks up one. Abel swinging into showers, has 2 people there. Looks to spray onto the first, but doesn't get it, and as a result, Kaiser will fall as well from a headshot from Queasy. And it was a good teleport play right there. I mean, that's really what that round comes down to.
Exactly, the map control and the quick pivot that they showed in the first couple of rounds really paying off here. I will say, Seawolves did manage to draw out the Thrash at the end there against from the Bulls. So that is another piece of util that most likely won't come back up this half. And they do have the ult advantage here with the Showstopper and the Fade Nightfall.
As we get into now the 11th round. Queasy now finally holding this showers push. It feels like USF has just not had a lot of presence over on this A side. It's pretty much just Queasy doing it all by himself this entire half.
And it is still a very passive hold. SBU has taken all of showers control with a high-low setup that pays off, a 2-for-1 trade.
And now it's 4 kills all at once, and this round is just absolutely over before it started. Stony Brook staying strong, keeping 4 up as well. Last round before the swap, and again, 6-6 would not be bad considering, remember how this round or this half started. It was 4-0.
It was 4-0, and now we're 1 away from an equal half. This could be a very even game going into the next half. We see Majestic getting pushed up onto Truck there. He has gone up to an op, so
first time this game. Definitely a little bit strange that we're seeing it this late, but it will be something that the Bulls have not seen yet. So again, it's a mid-game or mid-round adaptation that they're going to have to make as soon as they find Majestic on this A site with the op.
Once again, USF pushing up Hookah and the usual wall from Gunny holding them back. We see Abel taking a lot of space over here in A. The op is revealed. No kill found on either side, but
Queasy is lucky to get away with what he just did.
Especially, he got a decent bit of chip damage over on Majestic, so that is a plus when you're going against an opper.
But there's so much information for Stony Brook right now as Abel's completely cleared at this A site. They're going to know it's entirely on to B. It's going to be so much pressure for Carno, who's probably going to fly around this corner with a satchel. Carno having his initial look in, throwing a grenade deep, and here comes
the showstopper too.
the showstopper on top of it. Could look to fire that in towards spawn. Still going to hold it, running out of rocket fuel, needs to find something. His teammates get taken out first. Carno needs to look for an entry, but he's going to get taken out by the duel matchup. Stony Brook, 5-on-3 so far. Davey trying to flip the script and go back towards A. Will beat the rest of Stony Brook there, and USF already onto site. It's a 5-on-3 retake. You think Stony Brook should have this one in the bag. Majestic peeking around the corner. He's reloading and will go down. It's a free kill over for Davey.
Now, however, Abel is on the flank, but that is taken out quickly, alleviating some of the pinch coming in from the
3-on-3, Bow to go down as well. 2-on-3. Now Stony Brook is in the disadvantageous position.
Gunny seriously low on health. A lot of frags going the way.
Finally, a kill coming back from Stony Brook. They know where the last two are. At least they should have an idea. Kaiser going from the tap. Crocs jiggle peeking. They peek both at once. Now a 1-on-1. Kaiser, all of it on his head. Has 14 HP to work with. Faked. Jiggling back and forth, just baiting this entire time. Goes to the gun, but Faked will get it in the end. A 7-5 half coming out for the Bulls. And listen, they had a good start and they had a good end, and that's why they're in a 2-round advantage coming into the second half.
Exactly. We see their strengths coming into play again. The quick pivot, the post plan, the excellent post plan coming out of them. Now we'll see them on the defense, see how they can hold their sights. I am curious to see how SBU will play now that they do have a deadlock on offense, which is significantly harder to play with as opposed to a defense setup. We do see a lot of B presence here as they get ready to set up, but kind of spreading around the map as USF seems to be ready to take a lot of space on showers and long.
I wouldn't be surprised if Majestic is just yearning to get into some action that he's choosing for himself. Obviously on the Rays, the offensive side can bring a little bit more flashiness, but it will be Bow to pick up the first one onto Faked.
I believe he found that through the smoke.
I think he might have just lurked out by a little bit. Nonetheless, a great kill. Will get traded back, so it goes back to 4-on-4 as Gunny does fall. Now it's a regroup. Stony Brook sending 4 to this A site. And there's only one person there for USF. It's Carno with all of it on his shoulders. Majestic pushing him down quickly using the spray, but Carno's going to pick him up first. Abel will get the plant off. Carno's so low that he's practically not going to be a part of this retake unless he can find some quick headshots. Abel looking to get a little bit aggressive. Does have some support behind him from his teammate.
He's dodged the dog.
Abel
finds one on Abel.
Gets the first onto Carno. Teammate picks up a second one. Abel with another headshot, 2-on-1 to finish it out. Davey on site, knows where one is, doesn't know where the other. Will peek Abel first, gets the first kill, now into a 1-on-1. Bow, Molotov onto the site. Will go out for a quick peek. Davey flirting with this teleporter, trying to bait out Bow. Now going for a knife kill. Bow with a jumping headshot, and that will close it out. 6-7, Stony Brook with an important pistol round win.
An excellent post-plant hold from SBU there. They managed to play off of each other's util very well in lamps, finding 3 quick kills there and taking the advantage back for themselves. We do see them buying up now. Abel all the way up to a Bulldog, a couple of Spectres and a Stinger. They're taking this momentum and they're planning on rolling with it because, as we know, they love taking their duels. And that's a second Bulldog coming out for SBU, actually.
And it's compared to absolutely nothing on the side of USF, so they are being very passive, definitely waiting for these gun rounds. Majestic just going to sprint straight onto site, doing what he loves to do the most and just try to get these entry kills in.
And they picked the perfect site for this with only one holder.
First kill does belong to Majestic, getting that eco frag in.
A quick TP means USF is on site, but Gunny
Free
with the
from Gunny.
he just sprays them down. Stinger is
All in hookah as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And one more through the smoke. Bow picks that one up onto Faked. And we got an even game, 7-7.
7-7, and that with a flawless round like that, that's an excellent start for their economy in this half. We do see full buys coming through for USF, but if SBU can convert this bonus, that is a very good sign for them snowballing ahead and potentially even taking the game.
Yeah, I mean, this bonus round, they're always so dangerous for the economy of both teams because you win a bonus round and your money is going to be just right for the rest of the game. You know, assuming you don't get hard reset or anything like that. You know, obviously Stony Brook does play a very aggressive rounds or a very aggressive game, so they might be left with only a couple of people standing. Majestic again, point of the spear, could look over towards Crocs, but
They've got a pretty potent crossfire going on in hookah.
it's going to be hard for them to clear out. But if there's any man to do it, it definitely is.
And they seem to have smelt this out and rotated over to B long, leaving just Gunny outside of hookah to catch a rotate.
This could be very good for Majestic. He's already into the site. Has to turn around back towards hookah if he's going to find the players on site. Crocs still in here. There's still two people in hookah that Stony Brook don't necessarily know about. They could have an idea, but regardless, this is going to be such a weird retake. First kill will go on to Gunny. Bow getting one back. Queasy is still here with his teammate, jumping out now onto site. They've already retaken like half of it right now. It's going to be so reliant on Majestic getting some of these kills, but he's cut off by a smoke. Majestic finding a first, getting sprayed down, won't be found. Kaiser will go down. Majestic still up. He's finally going to fall, and it's a 2-on-2. Abel getting one more onto Queasy, and now they're in the advantage. Abel with a triple to finish it out. Stony Brook take the lead for the first time this game.
And the bonus conversion comes through, upgrade to 2 rifles, and they are rolling in cash now. And USF dropped down to a low buy, 4 sheriffs and a stinger. This could be a dangerous sign for the following rounds as we're nearing the end of the game, and USF have a pretty broken buy. We do see a little bit of extremity control coming from the SBU side. That's how they've been taking their sites, and now we see a little more spread. We have Gunny posted up a short, and a fight coming out in Sands goes the way of Majestic. The gun advantage always wins those out.
And it's just an easy eco right now for Stony Brook. Nothing really to stress that much about. They have 5 people coming over towards this A site. Carno's there, but he won't be there much longer, and there is the kill. 3 people rotating over, but again, pretty much just going to be lambs to the slaughter as Stony Brook will probably collect these final 3 kills as USF just throw themselves, maybe trying to do a little bit of economic damage. But again, Stony Brook with such a strong start to this half, you really can't ask for much more. Gunny will pick up one. Eco, Abel the other, and the final one to fall. Majestic, the only person to die on Stony Brook. Odd man out, and now it is 9-7 Nidalee. It's looking good right now for Stony Brook.
It is looking good for the Seawolves, yes. They have plenty of money. They're hitting their stride, winning their duels. USF needs to find a little more map control and stall, because at this point the Seawolves are just kind of picking a site and rolling through it, and they haven't been slowed down as much as their util should.
Majestic being 14-11 is pretty much all you need to know when the Raze is top fragging on your team, as of course they should.
Yeah.
But when the Raze is really going, it makes your offensive firepower just so much better. And I mean, when Majestic is just absolutely not afraid to fly onto site the way that he is, it's quite fun to watch, to be frank.
He's just running it down, taking the duels, making the space for his team, and now we see them taking a lot of hookah control with Gunny and Majestic in there. A lot of presence from USF long, though, where the spike is peeking out.
Majestic scoped in, trying to find that headshot angle. Stony Brook not hard committing to either site yet, but 3 rotates out towards A does show their hand.
Carno is pushed off the truck by Kaiser there, using the nade to slow him down. Fake holding from Lamps finds 2 along with Carno. That's 4 for the side of USF.
And it's 3 kills for Faked. Final one on the site is Kaiser. Will get found through a smoke, and that will do it for that round. And a strong statement coming out for the Bulls. I mean, for that to be the first round that you win on the defensive half, but to be that convincing,
it's a good sign. An excellent hold from Faked here, not expected by the Seawolves at all. And with Carno backing him up, that was a quick stop to their push.
Majestic getting very close to his ult, as is Kaiser, as is Bao, and Abel and Gunny already have them. Pretty much everyone in the game getting close or already having their ultimates. So it's that time of the half.
It is that time of the half. I'm particularly looking forward to Abel's Thrash, which is an excellent tool for the way Seawolves have been taking their fast hits. But I am curious to see how the Bulls will play around this, as Thrash is, with its double use, is very potent. That's a quick take from Majestic.
He takes his knife out as
Well,
he's rounding the corner.
he-
Karno will get it, but Kaiser will double up. It looked like they only thought it was Majestic there, and now the site is all open. Quite strange plays
And-
coming out from both the teams.
And a quick double TP from Bulls. Bao holding it, cannot hold against two.
Davey will get the headshot on the wall bang, so now it is a 3-on-2 retake. Davey a little bit lower, does heal back up. Queasy even lower than his teammate.
Does use Thrash to clear out most of sight, and that is a detain. That's not a detain, actually. Kaiser managed to avoid it.
Kaiser looking for the one-on-one. Does have this isolated against Crocs, but now is getting flanked by several other
And Gunny's caught Queasy in his ult.
good crossfire setup from Stony Brook. They get two, trying to look for the last one. Crocs makes it a one-on-one, knows where the last person is, taps the defuse, and Gunny calls his bluff. Headshot to win the round. Seawolves reach double digits.
An excellent round coming from both sides, actually. Well played. Davey did use his Thrash, trying to take back sight there. It was a valiant effort, but unfortunately, the Seawolves did have just a little too much util for it to pan out the way they wanted.
As we see still a good amount of ultimates already up, how do you think that faked Karno and Crocs are really going to try to utilize them? I mean, do you think they use them this round, or do you think they hold them for a little bit longer?
I think they hold them, but I do think, yes, Quasi I did expect to see because he bought a Bucky, so. But
in
that
the
is
smoke, gets taken out right away. Majestic and Kaiser with 2 quick kills. It's going to be fast on to B, and no one else is there. USF, they're really falling down in this game quickly, as there's going to be a plant out from Abel. Davey desperately trying to retake this site, spraying over towards Majestic. None of those bullets finding their mark. Majestic, with the showstopper out, could find an easy kill onto Davey if he clears this corner. Not going to, and Davey, comes around, does find the kill. I thought he would, but it looked like he fumbled it for a second. Davey, the first for his team, as they're going to back out and save this one quickly. So it was a quick 2 kills for Stony Brook, and that was lights out from that point forward.
The Seawolves have been using their util excellently. The way they cleared out Quasi from that corner, there was so much util hitting him that he had no opportunity to do anything with that. And that is the Viper's Pit gone for future rounds. And as we're closing near the end of the game, it's unlikely that that pit will come back up with how expensive of an ultimate it is.
And it's really unfortunate for the Bulls that that's the way that it goes out, because he just put it up in this, and a second later, Majestic goes, "Hello, did you just use your ultimate?" And it's just a quick headshot, and that's all you have to say about it. Majestic, a great play, a round-winning play for him and his team.
And it's not on him alone. Kaiser's fade util spots out Quasi there, and pins him in place with his C's. So it is still a team effort coming in from all of the Seawolves, despite Majestic saying, you know what, I'm going to get all the kills, I'm doing it all. It is still coming together very well for them.
4 out towards B long. Majestic looking like he's going to peek into sight very quickly. Gunny to find the first kill instead. Majestic might activate off of that 1 kill. Clearing out towards his left. There's another 2 people onto this B site. Majestic around the corner will find the entry frag, and Stony Brook will once again launch onto this site. Majestic does get traded back, and Davey will step onto site, finds a second onto Kaiser, will get traded out, and now it leaves it into a 3-on-2. Stony Brook already looking for the plant, faked, will find one. It leaves it all down to Gunny in a good position to try to clutch this one out. Has one off to his left and one off to his right, trying to clear the corner. Karno will spot him out. Quick headshot. Gunny trying to spin, doesn't find it. Instead of a 4K for Gunny, it will be a 3K for faked, and the defuse to follow. Very, very tight round coming out there.
Very explosive from USF to take that back. They do lose their showstopper there, but I think they prefer to have the round there.
I mean, they need the round.
They need it. It's coming down to the wire. If they lose one more, their best bet is overtime. and that does draw out another timeout from USF actually, despite them winning the round. Seems like they want to discuss something before proceeding through.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, this is the second time out you've seen the University of Southern Florida take this game. Stony Brook, I think they're fine to just keep rolling. I think they like just being in the action, so it probably will benefit USF to take these timeouts to slow down the pace of the game. If they can continue to do that in these rounds, it will be advantageous for them. But you specifically, you got to point it out towards Majestic. I mean,
Yes.
if you can slow him down in particular, that's a lot of Stony Brook's momentum taken away.
His explosive takes have been make or break for the Seawolves. Them getting onto site and taking all control of it hinges entirely on how fast he's been going. Now we have to see what the USF can do to stop that with what util they can pull out to slow him down.
Pretty much. I mean, when you saw Majestic go one and done in that last round, USF ended up winning it. And of course, it did take a multi-kill from Faked. That's why he has his ultimate up right now. It took a multi-kill from Faked, and you never really want to rely on multi-kills
Yeah.
because when you have these two teams that, yes, in terms of what their ranked is and match made, it's fairly even. You know, you can't rely on one of them to get the better of all of the other time in and time
Yeah,
out.
hero plays are never a set strategy. And now we see a lot of presence from USF over on B. Looks like Dizzy lined up, and a quick peek could be coming out from Carno.
It's Majestic to hold.
That's-
Again, he doesn't know he's 1-on-3 right now, but he is 1-on-3 if USF decide to get aggressive. It is a spread coming out for the Seawolves.
And Majestic does back off, groups up with the rest of his team as they rotate towards A. But the USF team has peeked out B long and noticed no one's there anymore.
Now, they haven't pushed down it yet, so they can't be fully confident that no one's over towards B, especially towards Hookah. But now they should know that this play is coming out towards A. Smoke's already dropped. Majestic, again, will be taking this first fight, but gets Viper.
A judge coming from Quasi in here, it could be dangerous, and you can see Majestic not wanting to run in.
Gunny for the first. Queasy still holding down this single corner by himself. Again, you don't want to peek into a shotgun like that. Utility coming out for the Bulls. Majestic will find his first headshot. Able for a second one as USF just desperately running through these smokes. Queasy for one. Davey for a second, and they swing this round back for themselves.
Wingman going in for the defuse as
Bow from the
Bow
back,
from
and it's
the
two
back.
for him. The spray onto both Davey and Queasy. I don't think he necessarily meant to get both of those headshots, but he did.
that was excellent positioning from Bao, and he hasn't been like lighting up the scoreboard or anything, but look at his assists. He has been silently carrying the Seawolves from behind with 15 assists already. But that does take us to match point in favor of the Seawolves, and USF is on a pretty broken bye with 2 Stingers and a Spectre. This could be a tough ask from them.
Could history repeat itself as Stony Brook are looking to win their third map and third, and that's all they've played this year,
Yeah,
13-9. So
13-9.
I guess 13-9 is their lucky number. Again, broken by, like Nidalin said, so it really is all on Stony Brook to close this game out right now. Obviously, they have more opportunities to, but this might be the best that they get. Stony Brook quick out onto B. Majestic looking for the entry frag. Will fall over to Queasy. Abel finds it, but Queasy still up on this site with the Stinger. Was able to get the reload off as well. Looking to spray onto Bow. Does get him, but gets traded out instantly. Chaos all over the map as Gunny is finding his way through it. Looks for one more onto Davey. Knows Faked is on the site as well. Can look to clutch this one out to his team as he just starts to slow down a little bit.
Pops his ult, grabs one, and he
Quick
finds
headshot.
Fake,
Now it's on into a one-on-one.
and it's over.
Oh, it's over. Excuse me.
Davy's been caught. That's
That's my bad for not knowing Valorant that much. That's
Okay.
why Nidalin is over
Yeah.
here. So Stony Brook take this map 13-9, the third time they've done so this year, and they go ahead in this series 1-0.
an excellent comeback from them. This started 0-4 in favor of USF. Stony Brook managed to find their footing and take it back, and that is an excellent turnaround from them. USF Bulls put up an excellent fight, but they simply couldn't hold back against the Seawolves' explosive takes on
Absolutely.
their
I mean,
attack side.
Davey, he really did bring all that gravy. 21 kills, 16 deaths. I mean, going +5 in a losing effort. And top fragging on the server is always going to be a huge confidence boost for him going into the next map.
And they'll need it. The second map is gonna be their stronghold. They need to take their map pick to bring it to map 3 if they want to turn this around.
Or, on the other hand, it could be a second 2-0 coming out for the Seagulls. Of course, they are already 1-0 in the standings so far. They beat Old Dominion last week. And looking out on the Seawolves sides, Majestic, you know, he went 17-17, but he still got 17 kills.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot harder for him to get those when he's the one who's opening. Again, he's throwing himself into the site. You know, regardless of what he ends up doing, he knows he needs to at least find half a kill.
He finds the space,
Yep.
and his team is right there with him to help him take it. The util coming out of Kaiser and Abel has been massive with how they've been taking their sites. Kaiser in particular, with his fade lineups and prowlers, they've been following Majestic in, helping him get all those kills.
Absolutely. And now the top fragger for Stony Brook coming out is going to be Gunny, 20-12-2. And you were questioning the hero select
I was
in the
questioning it.
beginning, but he proves you wrong, at least to an extent.
He does. It was excellently played from him. His defense holds, switching around the wall, the stuns, they were very good. And that last round with the clutch hinged on him getting Davey with that ult.
Absolutely.
It was a very good team comp coming from both teams.
And as you were pointing out, Bao, 17 assists.
That
I
is
mean,
crazy.
I mean, you know, someone get him some kind of award. I don't want to say participation because they won the map, but
he still went positive too.
yeah, but he was double the amount of assists of anyone else in the server, let alone on his team in the server. So, I mean, yeah, props to him. Also looking through some more of these stats. First Blood's coming out. Of course, it's going to be Majestic, but I want to point out that Davey not only top fragging, but also first in his team on First Bloods. All right, so we are going to wrap up at least this segment of the broadcast. Of course, keep it right here for the second map coming up. We're going to kick it over to a 5-minute break. going to be Sunset, a map that Stony Brook, have they played it so far? I don't think they have this season, so definitely going to be interesting. Actually, no, Bind was the one they haven't played. Sunset they have played
a game
once
before.
before. That was up against Old Dominion, so something familiar for Stony Brook,
Indeed.
and that makes it a little bit weird because considering that this isn't their map pick, they won their map pick coming into map number 2. Do you think this is going to be a 2-0?
I'm not entirely sure actually because Stony Brook has played their game against Old Dominion on Sunset. USF actually has some information of how Stony
That
Brook
is
plays
true.
this
That
game.
is true.
So I am expecting USF to put up a good fight. I would love for them to win and we get a map 3 because I just love Valorant, but
More Valorant.
we'll see how it goes. Stony Brook have put up a strong showing, so they could close it out here if they really put their all into it.
Absolutely. As we get the loading screen coming up, so it will be Sunset very soon. We still need to see what the compositions are going to be. Nidolan, do you have any preferences when it comes to Sunset?
I personally don't have any preferences. There's always going to be a cipher, as we can see on both sides. I do like the Neon picks coming through with Abel now taking that entry duelist. We see a pretty standard comp coming from both sides, double initiators. We see the Cypher, as I mentioned, which is incredibly potent on this map. And we do see Majestic Nuts not on the duelist. He is falling back to an initiator role, which, as Breach, is a lot harder to take space personally. So he's more on a team-oriented role this map.
Absolutely. And if we look back towards the Old Dominion matchup, it was also a little bit different of a lineup coming in for Stony Brook. And I mean that in terms of who was actually playing the game for them. As Detain was playing that match, he was on the Omen. Kaiser was playing Fade. Gunny was playing Cypher. Majestic was playing Breach, so same for him.
Yeah.
And Neon, of course, was piloted by Abel. So in that matchup, Neon did lead the team in kills, as you would expect, 20 and 17. Actually, I stand corrected. Gunner was leading the team in kills, 21 and 16. So he top fragged there, 40% headshot rate. That's crazy high.
As a Cypher, it's really potent on these maps. These kill trips can reveal them, and that's a quick and easy headshot through a smoke. But Gunny seems to be playing it extremely well with a high headshot rate like that, top fragging the map. They are starting on defense again, so we can see Gunny work his magic once more.
And again, yeah, and Stony Brook, let's see if their aggression works better on the defensive side of this map as opposed to what they were doing last.
Quick break of the door in mid from coming out from USF. A lot of space taken by Quasi as the rest of his team pushes over towards A. He does slip by Market. And
First kill going to be against Majestic. Abel, again, the duelist here, going to miss a couple of shots onto Carno, and Carno will pick him up in the end. So it's going to be 3 coming out for USF. And again, this gun round looking a lot like the first gun round to start off last game, and the fact that the Bulls are just having their way so far.
We got Quasi making his way up. He does get picked out by Gunny here in top mid, leaving Gunny in a 1v4, but spikes down, and all of USF has taken pretty forward positions. This will be a hard retake from Gunny, and he will not find it. The Neon taking him down.
3 kills to start off. That's exactly how you want your duelist to get rolling. So 1-0 out for USF. Stony Brook, couple of Sheriff buys already. Again, they like staying on the attack. They never want to just give the Bulls an easy round to collect. But at the same time, you do expect this one to be pretty easy.
Fake is pushed up all the way to a Guardian, which is a very significant buy. So it's a strong gun, a little unusual on the Neon, who's always moving quickly, but that's just a statement to how well his aim is. Managed to get headshots while moving. And we see a quick push from B coming in from USF as all SBU has taken mid all the way down to tiles, with a flank coming around on Quasi over on A even.
Abel with one of these Sheriffs, so he has definitely multi-kill potential in this round. Carno is playing this safe, but has a couple of corners that he has to clear in order to move forward. Kaiser with backs turned,
Oh.
gets baited into the fight, and Davey will pick up his first of the round. And Stony Brook, that looked good for just a second. For just a second, it looked very, very good.
Davy's just a little too aware, despite this first player going through. Now we see a retake coming in. The pushed up positions in mid, not actually finding any value from the Seawolves, and we see the first fight coming in from Abel. The shots are just
Whiffing a couple, gets a stun from one of his teammates, but then gets stunned in return. So Fake comes around the corner to collect a headshot. Faked with a second one onto Bow, and it leaves a 2-on-5. Faked just sliding around the corner. Does get taken out, so he will lose that gun potentially. Majestic will fall in the end. Crocs picking that one up, and it's a quick 2-0 coming out for the University of Southern Florida.
that is an unfortunate whiff coming in from the Seawolf side, but it was to be expected with the gun disadvantage. Not much to be done there. They do manage to pick up the Guardian again, so they do have a pretty decent buy with just one Sheriff coming through on Faked over there. The Seawolves have their full rifles, couple of half shields, but this is where, just like last time, this is where they got to try to put their stand to get back into the game.
This is where some say the map really starts as you get into your first gun round.
Exactly. And
Faked looking to keep rolling on this offensive side.
push
Utility thrown out towards him, so it looks like USF going to fall back, run quickly over towards A. Faked using almost all of his sprint to get there.
And we got Seawolves have been rotating pretty quickly. They've taken all of B main, so they know no one's there. So it's up to Gunny and Bao to hold down site over here on A.
Gunny on the Cypher cam does play some spying right there. As now you finally get your first fight in. Majestic finding one, gets taken out to follow it up. Davey getting the plant on, so it will be a retake situation, an even 4-on-4.
Faked retrieving a gun and pushing forward with his ultimate, trying to get some jiggle shots here on Abel, and he does find a kill with two more there, and
Fake just spraying and praying. Will find 3. Davey picking up one more onto Gunny. And that will do it for that round. So once again, it feels almost like a script at this point.
does.
USF out to a quick 3-0. We might see one more. Well, we will likely see one more before Stony Brook get their second gun round of the game.
And Fake's movement has been immaculate. He has been non-stop moving during his fights, and the Seawolves haven't been able to hit him because it's very hard to hit him, Neon, moving just that fast. And with his aim, he's getting those kills. We see them poised for a mid-take now, but USF Bulls are playing it pretty slow this round.
Both teams look to be playing this rather slow, as feels like we're just falling into a little bit of a default.
And a little bit of util to clear out A main, but with their lower guns, they can't really keep hold of that space anymore.
Still very slow coming out from both teams. Almost a minute left on the clock and no real moves have been made. Abel just looking to hold strong right now.
We see Bao venturing into B main, but all of the Bulls, except for their Omen, has been leaning towards A. But now
Omen on Omen action, and Carno will get the better of Bao. That could potentially open up the B site for the rest of USF to rotate back over, but Stony Brook still have Gunny towards there, and a quick headshot. He'll find Carno, gets traded back quickly, and now everyone else from USF will spring onto the site. Abel has to transfer over quickly, finds one open, sprays and misses onto Quasi. As again, we saw the perspective of Abel that entire round, but no action really found its way to him. So unfortunately for Stony Brook, they will be losing a fourth.
And it's just him now. He does have the Stinger, which isn't worth saving, so he might go in to do some damage, but he's playing it very carefully, checking all his angles. And
just waiting for the spike to explode at this point. Abel doing a little bit of a corner practice as he's clearing these as consistently as he can.
He will need to go in and die to the spike at some point to fix the economy, but And there's Fake's movement again.
Just sliding around and b-hopping. It's kind of crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Picks up a triple. I think he's had a multi-kill round in at least 3 out of the 4. He's up
Yeah,
to
he's
11 and 1 so far. Faked, you can't have a better start to a game than this.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Stony Brook still have 3 people sitting on a goose egg. So, you really just need these guns to start finding their targets a little bit more if you are a Seawolves fan. As you saw them go down 4-0 once. Let's see if they can find their first, repeat the script.
And a very heavy A lean coming in from the Bulls, but Abel taking this fight very quickly.
Will lose it out as well. Davey finds one, traded back by traded back by Majestic, and then again by Carno, so it falls to a quick 4-on-3, 1:25 left. I mean, this is a much quicker round than what we saw last.
And Gunny's being left on B as Bao rotates over to top mid, and all of the Bulls are on A except for Quasi, who's finds Bao on the rotate over.
And Carno, again, the second kill of the round for him, so this action is just falling all over the place, and none of it's going Stony Brook's way.
A side completely open, and Gunny is alone on the other side of the map. He might just choose to save his rifle. He's so far away, and there's not much to be done. But he seems to be slowly making his way over. And that seems to be it.
5-0 will be the count.
Yeah.
So again, USF off to a stronger start this time, which is important to them because once Stony Brook get rolling, I mean, they get really rolling. So playing with as much of a cushion as possible would be ideal for them. That could have, the 5th round last map could have been the difference between a USF win and a Seawolves win.
And this is a pretty defensive-sided map. If the Bulls can keep taking, that's an excellent 2 kills from Gunny there, but he might have preferred to keep the rifle over the kills, actually. But if the Bulls can keep taking their rounds in attack, this could be a very strong map from them, bring them back into the game.
As we get a timeout, this time coming from Majestic, so Stony Brook taking their first time out of the entire series, so definitely a point in which it's needed.
Yeah. Not much success found anywhere on the map. They have not been able to keep up with Fake. Now we have to see what they switch up. Do they switch up locations? The Cypher is probably critical for trying to stop Fake. The tripwire is slowing him down.
Absolutely, and 24 seconds, so not a ton of time for the Seawolves to talk this one over. And it is Kaiser that probably is doing a majority of the talking for Stony Brook, being their in-game leader and captain, although those things aren't mutually exclusive. Yeah. What do you think he's saying to his team right now? What do you think his number 1 point is?
I think his biggest deal is probably trying to get more of their teamwork in together, because we saw in the last map how they played off each other's util so excellently. If they can get that teamwork going again, they can try to stop Fake, who's kind of just like taking it all on his own. He's 11-2 right now, which is an incredible stat line for the start of a game.
I mean, again, Faked has more kills than everyone on Stony Brook combined. Yeah. That's essentially all you need to know. Going forward right now, Majestic finally going to pick him up. Only the second time he's died so far. Majestic does get traded. Another fight coming out. Queasy with a nice flick and turn.
And that's A-side lost again. 2 left to try to retake it, but with a gun disadvantage, they're really just looking for damage at this point.
Bao looking to pick up one more. Again, some of these players on Stony Brook still yet to pick up a single kill in the game. I think Bao is one of them. I think Gunny is also one of them. So even a consolation prize, it might feel a little bit more. And there goes Gunny finding a headshot over onto Crocs. One more in this round might get interesting, but with the clock ticking away further and further, it's probably a done deal as Davey Gravy finds the last one and the triple on the round.
A 6-0 line, scoreline coming in from the Bulls is very strong here. Guarantees at worst case an even half already. The Seawolves must be scrambling to figure something out, because they've been struggling to hold back how explosive the Bulls have been playing this. But the Bulls have also shown other looks. They did play a couple of very slow rounds
Yep,
earlier
yeah,
in the game.
they did. I mean, there was some rounds where they were waiting down to like the 55-second mark before making their first move. I mean, even when you see, Faked getting taken out, although he's going to find another entry, it doesn't really matter. But Faked is just continuing to roll over the Seawolves in this game.
And Plant comes through. Util just a little too late, and now the Seawolves are waiting for their teammates rotate over for the retake. All of the Bulls are grouped up in main, though, with a couple watching flank. This could be doable, but it is very hard to root players out of main, especially with Faked going on that quick flank along with their Sova into market.
Majestic on the defuse, getting it to halfway already. Bow will get taken down, but Majestic is just sticking it. Almost gets the entire defuse off, but finally gets sprayed through a smoke. Not able to get back on it, and it will be another round going the way of the University of Southern Florida, and it's 7-0 already, so no longer a tied half possible. It is a 1/2 for USF.
And it is unlikely for the Seawolves to get many more. They have a very broken bye. The Bulls are set for the rest of the round. They have so much money. They're not gonna run out of money anytime soon. This is gonna be a difficult game for the Seawolves to get back in. We see 3 of them still struggling to get on the board at all. Now we see mid take coming in from Bao over there, but he is dropped once again by Faked.
I mean, who else could it be? I can't imagine how many kills he's up to already. I think it has to be at least 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Probably even more than that, as we are going to see Faked look for another peek onto Majestic.
See Abel holding this
Big slide, spraying through a smoke. I thought he lined it up for maybe just a second. Majestic will get Faked, so that is a big kill coming out for the Seawolves to equalize it to 4-on-4 action, and they do have 3 ultimates left.
We do see the Bulls slow it down now, leaning back towards mid and B, and only Gunny is there over on B, so if they do choose to go quickly, but we do see Kreiser rotating over, and now we seem to hit a bit of a reset, breaking the door in mid. But the Bulls actually lead back into A with just 30 seconds on the clock and 2 members on site. They're going to need to find these kills and get the plant down pretty quickly.
A lot of this is going to fall onto Kaiser's shoulders, as does have a strong angle onto the main part of this attack from USF. Kaiser looking for some kills. Got aggressive already once this game. Now Abel on site. Teammate got taken out. Could spray this smoke and find a kill, potentially not going to. So plant does go down. 4-on-3 activated. Kaiser looking for a flank. Or excuse me, not a flank. Looking to go through spawn. Does have that one-shot headshot potential. But Stony Brook is taking their time so far. Abel getting aggressive onto site. Gets taken out, and his teammates fall just as easily. Even when Stony Brook gets some openings in the round, even when they take out the top fragger from the other team, it still falls to an 8-0, and Faked is up to 14-4-3. Again, still has more kills than everyone else on Stony Brook combined, and Davey isn't far off of that mark either. Again, I mean, it's surface level analysis, and to say that Bao, Abel, and Kaiser just need to get more kills, but honestly, they just need to get more kills.
Yeah, it's because Stony Brook's main thing is they take their duels and they win them. And without winning the duels, there's not much to be done. Abel running it down into tiles.
Very aggressive, stunned up, and dropped.
And I believe that was his own stun, actually.
Kaiser will find one onto Fake. So again, they're getting some nice kills, nice one-on-ones onto Fake. So shutting him down is the first step. Now let's see if Stony Brook can convert on that. But bad omen right there as Bao gets taken down.
We see a lot of the Bulls in mid, and they find another on Gunny who's crossing through top.
Finally,
Majestic does get one, but he's traded out almost instantly.
And the 3K so far for Carno. So again, Stony Brook just in bad position after bad position in this half. It's going to fall to 9-0, a really big hole for them to try to claw out of on Sunset. I mean, Nidelin, at this point, really, what does Stony Brook need to do to win this map outside of just winning 13 straight?
A lot of this is their positioning isn't ideal. They're getting caught out in a lot of rotates. Like you can see Faked running into B main, and you'll see he drops Gunny right about where Kaiser is right now, actually. They seem to be in awkward positions that they don't expect to be shot from, but Faked is moving so fast that they get dropped by him instantly, and this is a difficult one-on-two, and it's
Desperate fight
not
for
happening.
Kaiser, and it
Yeah.
just was not written in the books for him. He will fall down eventually, and 9-0 the score on your screen. Stony Brook, I mean, they need some rounds at least before they make that switch over the other side. And on top of that, they need a pistol round win.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the most important part. If they can't get a pistol round win coming up in the second half, I don't see a way that they can come back.
Yeah, this is they definitely need these last 3 rounds too, because without the pistol and these 3 rounds are their only way back into the game, because this is a very defense sided map as well, and we see a lot of aggression coming out from the Bulls again, taking all of B main, and the Seawolves instantly rotate over. They don't want to take any chances, and they want to fight this together.
They've had enough of losing these rounds, but unfortunately for them, they don't realize that there's still another member of the Bulls lurking towards that A side. This late lurk coming in might absolutely avoid the stack setup from the Seawolves. Queasy not going to go all the way into A, though, is coming back a little bit, so this still could go either way. Stony Brook not confident with their stack, so they're spreading out just a little bit more. But here comes Fake, sliding in onto site, looking. He sees 2 players already, not able to convert a kill onto either of them. Abel instead finds the opening onto Fake. Good start for the Seawolves, but they lose one after that. Majestic with a headshot onto Nox, or Crocs, excuse me, will find that. Abel staying aggressive, looking for some more duels. Finds one onto Queasy, spraying him down. And with an assist coming in from Bao, Abel staying aggressive on this round and just jumping around corners. Knows there's still 2 more up, but can't find them. Spike is activated, so Stony Brook need to get on site and start defusing it. Carno with a huge double out of nowhere completely changes this. Kaiser spots one. Bao lurking up next to Carno, finds him in the smoke, headshot, finishes off. 1-on-1. Stony Brook absolutely need to win this one. Bao with the fake tap. Davey peeking around and does find the headshot through the wall. Bao must be distraught at losing that one as Stony Brook now down 10-zip.
That was an extremely close round out of them. They were on a weaker buy, but thanks to Abel's ultimate, they managed to turn that around, finding the opening onto Fake and just kind of snowballing through the enemies, picking up guns as they went. It's unfortunate for Bao that that was a very close clutch there for him, but it it really shows like kind of how the Seawolves haven't found a footing this game. Like no matter how they've been doing, they've kind of just been slipping on like some important kills here and there, and
Absolutely.
they lose the rounds that matter.
Abel, again, like we were talking about, last time he played this map was 20-17, has only 1 kill so far, and that 1 kill did come from his ultimate. So again, there's things that USF is doing so well to shut down his play, and it might be what you were talking about, that
Yeah.
they had a little bit of tape on Stony Brook of what they do on this map. It could come down to that, but at the end of the day, you do expect Stony Brook to win more of these gunfights. 11th round now active, 1 minute left on the clock, so again, a slower look coming out from the Bulls.
Bulls have taken all of mid and broken that trip top mid, which does put a little doubt in the Seawolves' mind, because even though they don't go up mid, they could be there. Now the util coming in for the B take, catching out the tripwire, but they don't commit to it. They rotate back and
Could look
push
for
up
a
top
split on
mid.
A right now, which would be devastating to Stony Brook's defense as they have to commit both players to holding spawn. Abel with a big slide out, finds the first, gets traded. Majestic coming in for a second and third of the round. Stony Brook 3-on-2, could look to win their first of the map.
Now they do commit back towards B, where Bao has pushed into main, and he's not expected, but the
Bao looking
shots
for the spray, does find
does find-
Faked, and this looks perfect for the Seawolves. 10 seconds on the clock.
and
Crocs has nowhere to go. Gunny will find him in the end, and it's 10-1. So, Stony Brook at least getting the one. Need to find the second, need to find the pistol.
They need the next 2 rounds for sure. This is a very strong showing from the Bulls. We see a couple of good duels going the way of the Seawolves, especially since they were played together. You see Majestic and Abel taking a fight top mid with using their util together. Uh, Gunny and Bao had a pinch on the site at the end of the round. It's all about them trying to get these fights together to kind of close this out now. And for the last round, Bulls heavy presence over on A, spots out Abel and pushes him out of elbow, which is where they are pushing up now.
Abel, he's been very aggressive, could look to use some of that same explosiveness here in this round, as he does find a lot of damage onto Queasy, but will fall over to Carno, not able to watch that many angles at once. So Stony Brook now in a 4-on-5, but not unwinnable, considering a couple of the Bulls are already tagged up quite heavily. And it is a heavy stack out towards A. It's really coordinated here from USF about what they're doing in this round.
And Gunny's flank here could mean everything if he can catch out the breach. That the Rolling Thunder did slow down the Bulls, so now they're kind of stuck here because Gunny's watching behind them, and they're all pinned between Bao and Majestic. The clock is running down. We're down to 35 seconds, and
when does Gunny activate? That's the question. Starts to go now, and this could be perfect timing coming out from Gunny. He will get assist from the site as Bao takes down Faked, gets sprayed through the smoke, unlucky for him. Now Gunny going quicker on the flank, still hasn't gotten into the action. Kaiser, last one left on site, as Gunny really needs to find some impact here. Kaiser could look to stay a little bit slower until his teammate shows his presence. Again, it still could absolutely change this round. Gunny just slowly coming around. Davey seems like he knows about this. Will get the blind and the headshot onto Gunny. That might be the round over, as Kaiser is in a 1-on-3 and everyone knows exactly where he is. Has to clear so many corners trying to get onto site. Immediately to his left, just trying to pre-fire so many angles. Finds Carno, but not the headshot. And it will be 11-1, the final score of the half. And USF just 2 rounds away from taking the map.
Looks like we might just be going to a map 3 here. The Bulls have not slowed down at all. Seawolves kind of making these plays, but not really getting anything out of it. They use the Rolling Thunder. They have Gunny on the flank, but they don't really find any kills out of it. They're kind of just hitting things that don't follow through.
Mm-hmm. It's utility, but kind of without a purpose.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, it's not accomplishing what they want it to. And at the end, Davey Gravy, again, bringing all the gravy, 15-2 and 8. He's actually now tied with Faked for the kill total. So he's just on fire this series. Is able quickly siding in and will get instantly headshot by Gravy, who stays hot and coming into the second half. Faked will stay hot as well, finding another headshot. And Stony Brook instantly into a 5-on-3 that they desperately need to win.
There's that util coming out again. Gunny does find one.
Could find a second. Gravy tagged up low, will get swung by several players. Does fall in the end. One more onto site for Kaiser to find. Will get tagged by a different one. Doesn't realize Carno's behind the box and will fall himself. 1-on-3. Bao, do you have it in you to be the hero that Stony Brook needs right now? Bao looking onto the corner, finds Omen, finds a second onto Cypher, close to the headshot, but Queasy will remain, as it's 12-1 for the Bulls, and they are just absolutely charging the Seawolves down. I mean, again, the Seawolves, they're showing their red cape. They're trying to get the USF to come towards them, and USF, they ignored the cape, went straight for the Seawolves, and that's essentially the story of this game.
They weren't ready for the speed of the Bulls, and now this is the last round if they can't pull something together, and the money disadvantage is going to be fairly significant. Fake does buy an Outlaw here, which it will one-shot 4 out of the 5 players on the Seawolves. That's Abel sliding under the closing door.
Looking for a couple of entry flags, finds one. Davey able to trade it, so important there for USF as Faked gets 2 out of nowhere. Davey finds another one, 3-on-1, map on the line. Kaiser, is this just a done deal, or can you pull out a 3-on-1? Looking for his first initial fight, and Faked peeks around the corner, headshot to finish it. It's a dominant 12-1 score coming out for USF. And it will be a third map, Niddle.
So we'll see a third map.
You got what you wanted
in
that sense. Maybe you wanted a little bit more of a competition on this map, but nonetheless, we will go to Ascent for a third. And really, I think Stony Brook and USF, for that matter, are not going to think too much about this map.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when it's as dominant as it is, you just got to say, GG, go next.
Yeah, Stony Brook just need to put this out of their mind, focus on the next map. The Bulls, though, this is a good sign for them. This is them stepping back to the game after the loss on Bind. This is a good momentum for them to come back swinging on Ascent and try to take the series away from the
Absolutely.
Seawolves.
So, Ascent coming up. How do you think this plays into both teams' advantages?
I think this Ascent is a little defense-sided. I think the Seawolves, depending on how the Seawolves play their comp, this could go either way. The Seawolves, they took a lot of fights here that they just couldn't win. But if they can take more advantageous fights in the next map, that'll be their stronghold. But the Bulls, if they can keep the speed going, I don't think the Seawolves will be able to slow them down that much.
All right. Well, you heard from Nithlin, so we will kick it over to another quick break before we get into the third and final map of this series, Stony Brook, trying to go 2-0 to start off the year. And on the other side, the University of Southern Florida trying to go 1-1 and claim their first win of the season. I'm Kevin Broderick, joined by Nithlin, and we will be right back. It is the third map, the third and final map, so all of it comes down to this. Stony Brook trying to stay undefeated, of course, through 2 weeks of play. USF trying to find their first win of the season. Niddlin, I asked you, Ascent, who does it favor? You gave me that answer already, so I want to turn now to the players. Which player from Stony Brook are you looking to step up on this third and final map?
I'm looking mainly towards Gunny on the Sentinel. I'd like to see how he holds down his sights on the defense side. And I'm not entirely sure who's going to play the entry duelist on the Seawolf side because we've had Abel and Majestic both play on these last two maps. Depending on that, I am curious to see who's going to be entering. Whoever that is will make a significant impact for their team.
Absolutely. And on the other side, USF, I have a feeling you're either going to say Faked or Davy. So between the two of them, who do you think is going to end up top fragging for the Bulls?
Excellent question. They did both tie here. I am leaning towards whoever picks the duelist once again.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
I think that might end up being faked, but I don't know who's actually going to be playing the duelist because
Alright.
I believe it was Karno in map 1 playing the race. So
Yeah, it feels like, in pro play, you're so used to having one guy play the duelist, and that's what his thing is. Both these teams seem a lot more flexible, a lot more willing to, give different duelists to different players based on the map. And, I would tend to agree with it, because if you have one guy that knows a map particularly well, why not?
Yeah, I do like it because it's easy to focus on one single duelist as opposed to learning all of them.
All right.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, we got to see who's going to come out with a hot start, because Stony Brook hasn't gotten the hot start in both of these games yet. So, really, can they turn that around? And does that come down to either picking on the defense side or the attack side? Do you think they go to the defense one more time, or do they take the control away from USF and pick attack?
I think it doesn't really matter too much because no matter what, the Bulls have come out swinging. The difference has been whether the Seawolves have been able to read it and step up to the challenge. I think they might be better off starting on defense still. Starting on attack could be beneficial though because tempering the Bulls by making them start on defense could be a good way to slow down their initial aggressions.
And ultimately, that comes down to Kaiser and the way that he wants to call this game for Stony Brook. Do you expect him to maybe take the leash off of his players a little bit and just say, hey, listen, Gunny, go kill. Go find me a frag, go find me an entry?
I think that depends on their mental after this game. If they can shake it off, yes, I think letting them loose to take the first duels and win it will be helpful. If they're still a little bogged down by this, a little bit of blowout, they do need to play together a little more, I believe.
Absolutely, and we're getting into the side selection, so that game will be coming up in just a second. So I got a little bit more time to ask you a few more questions, or on the other hand, I could just turn it over to you and let your expertise flourish right now. What in general are you thinking about this game? What feelings are you getting coming out from the first two maps?
I'm thinking it's very even, but I'm very tempted to see how they change their team comps because they had fairly different team comps on both games. Like the Seawolves did play a Sentinel in map 1, but the Bulls didn't. So and this second map was pretty much a mirror match with just the Fade and Sova difference. So depending on how they match each other, I think that will actually be a significant way on how the game goes.
And we can see in front of us, it does look like USF is opting for the defense side, and on the other side, Stony Brook, of course, on the inverse, will be the attackers. So, again, kind of hard to read into it before we actually see the matchup, but it is what we were talking about. It is what we want to see. It is the idea that Stony Brook can take control of the game by being on the attacking side. They can choose how quickly they hit onto a site. They can choose how slow they can hit onto the site, which is something that, honestly, USF did perfectly last game.
Yeah. USF, we also didn't see any defense come out of them this last game. They only had like the 2 rounds.
Yeah, essentially they played none.
So we did see a decent amount of it come out in their first map where they kind of got rolled by the aggression of the Seawolves after they got their footing. So I am curious to see see if the Bulls can put a strong holding here now that they're starting on defense with a clean slate on both sides.
Absolutely. And we got the loading screen in front of us. So champion select is up. I mean, again, Nidolan, anything surprising you so far? Anything you think worth mentioning in particular?
It seems to be pretty normal so far. Everything same. Gunny and Koizi on the Sentinels. We got a Jet coming out for Fake and Majestic back on the Duelist. So we will see a different Duelist matchup now. Now that Abel is back to a supporting role on the Omen.
Mm-hmm.
And we got, other than that, it's a fairly close mirror matchup except for the Breach and the KO, which I think could go interesting depending on how it's played. I do know the KOs typically pick more on this map, but the Breach is very strong. We saw how Davey was using it to set up
Oh,
Fake
yeah.
all of last game with the stuns and the flashes.
I mean, it almost feels like Davies trying to turn it into a duelist, just stunning for himself and then swinging corners by
Yeah.
himself. So 19 seconds until we get into this third map. You know, now that we're seeing these compositions come through, now we know Majestic. He's going to be the guy again, and he was the
He
guy on the
is.
first map, and I think that's a good sign for Stony Brook.
And he was, I believe, the top frag of the second map. He did end up with about 10 kills, I believe, which was about all they could pull together. And if he can keep his hot streak going, I think the Seawolves have a way to claw back into this after the last map.
Absolutely. Stony Brook in desperate need of a quick reset, so this pistol round might have a little bit more importance than you would actually imagine it. Again, first pistol rounds, it can go either way, and either team can still get back into it, but Stony Brook, they do need to pick up a little bit momentum. They need to have a memory of a goldfish and forget everything that's happened so far. And honestly, you can say the same thing to USF. Can't come into this game cocky, can't come into this game expecting a win, as now we are 40 seconds away from the gates dropping and this first round starting.
And now we see a lot of standard setup coming out from the Bulls with the Killjoy playing mid and the Omen in tree. Now we have to see how the Seawolves are going to break through this setup. They have the Majestic playing Duelist again, and he was very explosive on that first map. We saw him on the Rays just blasting all the way through. Jet is a little slower of a character, but with the way he plays, we can still see him take a number of fights. We get a quick fight coming out from Faked in B main alone, actually, while the rest of his team rotates over to A. He does fall back, and the Seawolves are leaning towards A, with the Spike getting picked up from spawn and moving in towards the site.
Majestic first person in will get spotted out from that Killjoy bot. Can get the orb here for a little bit of early momentum. USF seem like they're reading this well so far, considering that they have a little bit of a lean going on towards B, with the Sova rotating around in spawn.
Carno jiggle peeking tiles to keep an eye on mid, which is where the Seawolves are leaning. I believe he did spot one or two, as the Seawolves now take all of mid control, droning up and just swarming through, whereas the Bulls are still kind of in their spawn, not really going anywhere. That's the alarm bot broken. Carno
40
with a
seconds
flash
on the
rhino.
clock.
Not much space taken on the sites from the Seawolves. They're running into Carno here.
Majestic going to take first point of entry. Does spot out Carno, dashes forward, looking for the fight through the smoke, will get the first headshot. Stony Brook entering into a 5-on-4. Trying to split into A site quickly. Davey underneath the balcony, looking to jiggle around, got tagged up, now getting swarmed and taken down by Bao. Quick 5-on-3 for Stony Brook. Crocs trades one back, but the plant is going through anyway, so Stony Brook just need to hold their positions at this point. Majestic finding another shot up towards heaven, and Gunny as well. Pistol round one for Stony Brook, and they're on the board early. First time they've won an opening pistol round this series.
This is a good sign for them. Last couple of rounds, couple maps, they started pretty far down, 4-0 and then 10-0. But now they're taking the lead early, which means they can force up and kind of shift the momentum into their favor.
Absolutely, and so You expect Stony Brook with an aggressive buy coming out, and that's exactly what you're seeing so far. A Bulldog, a Stinger, probably guns for the rest of the team as well. And on the other side, USF, ever passive with their buys, just classics it looks like, as Faked will try to do what he can with this dinky little pistol up against Gunny. Spotted out, does get the nice dink, but Bao will get a headshot, or excuse me, a wall bang coming out. Majestic dashing forward, not afraid of his health, does find a spray and tries to transfer over. Easy round coming out for Stony Brook, trying to make it 2-0.
Kaiser also found Karno over in mid, and now it's a 2v5, not much to be found. Majestic, fearless
Nice
as
headshot.
ever, just running it down.
Second one coming out, 3K on the round, and it will be a flawless coming out for Stony Brook, 2-0 the lead. Looking to extend it. Now this is the big buy coming out for USF. We've seen big leads built early. Will this game just be close all the way through? That's what USF want to prove to us right now, as, again, 5 Vandals on the other side. It's a hodgepodge for Stony Brook. That's realistically what it is, so they're going to have to get a little bit creative.
They're planning for the future here. They don't want to buy up a rifle on Bao, so they're hoping to get this round and kind of just snowball their money instead of like squandering it all right now. And Majestic once again taking up control, trying to break that alarm bot up mid, but I don't believe there was one.
Majestic still going further up mid. Does have a little bit of support from his teammate. Faked, the only one really close to take a fight here. Stony Brook evenly spread out around the entire map as of right now. Karno, if he keeps going forward, he will find a fight with Bao. Couple more inches around the corner, going for the swing, gets the flash, but Bao with the quick headshot, just like that. Bao with the worst gun in this round, but still finds the entry.
And now they back off from that. They don't push it anymore. Davey is still in main watching it, but a lot of mid control taken once again by the Seawolves, and Gunny is pushing his way up into main. He's broken an alarm bot, and so they know he's here, but now a lot of silence. Quasi does get a nice shot on Majestic in mid, but
nonetheless, Abel has taken so much room in this mid area. Now splitting on to B, there's only one defender there. It's Crocs all the way on the back of site, so he's going to have to get at least 1 or 2 in order to stay competitive in this round, or Stony Brook will have a free site. But Faked actually will catch off Abel as they don't go fast enough. Now Gunny trying to do a little bit of dance with Crocs in the back. Kaiser with a huge 3K off the camera, winning the round single-handedly for his team. That came out of nowhere, but I imagine he have to get them in that choke point.
When we last saw him, he was sitting near stairs, and I believe the Bulls just simply didn't check him. He must have simply gotten 3 as they pushed on to site to try to close the round, because time was running short there. The Seawolves were cutting it real close with their slower pace.
Stony Brook up 3-0, building a nice lead and building a nice economy. You got to mention, they also got guns off of that round as well, so really everything turning up Stony Brook.
See the Bulls taking a lot of space here on their eco.
Bao does get cut out.
So much util there. And the orb goes towards Faked.
Stony Brook, no need to get a little bit antsy right now. They still have the weapon advantage, and that should be more than enough to overcome the man disadvantage. They are walking into a bit of a stack. USF does have players towards A ready to pounce. Majestic, first one in. Sees that Sova dart, tries to hit it, spamming through the smoke a little bit, does hit a few of those bullets. Stony Brook into sight. That should be the end of the round, as realistically you don't expect these weapons to be able to get a retake off on Stony Brook. Queasy will be first one in. Sova dart spotting out everyone towards spawn. I think it spotted out Karno as well. Absolutely it did. Kaiser an easy kill with his dronage. One more kill for Queasy. That's a nice bit of damage. Another one as well, as it is a 2v1. But again, Stony Brook with the weapon advantage and the economic advantage, you're not really worrying about it too much. Davey could try to save the gun right now, spamming onto where Abel is, but not enough damage to cause any real concern. Working his way into a crossfire right now, really is attempting this round. Spraying, Abel not able to get the shot, even though he had the advantage. But Kaiser, doesn't matter, Sova dart to finish it off, and Stony Brook up 4-0.
That was a good showing from the Bulls. A lot of damage dealt there with only one gun left standing on the side of the Seawolves. However, the Seawolves do still have a lot of money saved up. It's not a significant blow to them. They had the util the Seawolves used on their post-plant hold was also great. That drone spotting out so many, a dart from Kaiser also getting a kill on Quasi by tagging him through the wall. Excellent showing from the Sova. Now we see a
Quick aggression coming out from Majestic, but he's going to get taken out with a headshot right away. Quick rotation coming out from USF as this round will be decided quickly as well. It is a site take through the sacrifice of Majestic, but a 5-on-4, so USF trying to play the numbers game right now. They just have to trade their way effectively onto site. Kaiser coming in, looking and hunting for a kill, but he hasn't tagged up anyone yet, so this Sova ult gonna go essentially wasted. 2 people under Bauk. It's gonna be Quasi as well as
Fake did have an operator up until this moment. He just swapped it over, so they do have an operator for the retake, which is a little difficult.
Faked all the way onto site. Queasy's going to find the entry onto Gunny. Abel trading it out quickly. Faked into the smokes. Bow will take him down. 2-on-3. Other people not towards the site. Kaiser, last one up, and Stony Brook will win it from a late double. Kaiser taking care of business. The IGL to get it done.
That was unfortunate for Fake there. He just didn't expect Bao playing in that smoke up close. That is an op lost for them. So that's once again their bank broken. Sheriffs and Classics left for them. We see an opposite scoreline from the last games going on here with.
And it really might just be about the attacking advantage. I mean, not necessarily that there's an attacking advantage on this map, but I'm just talking about the attacking advantage between these teams. Exactly. Kaiser up to 9 kills so far.
And 0 deaths, actually. He's survived every round.
Perfect KDA for the captain. I mean, leading by example is exactly what the Seawolves needed.
And his util has been opening rounds for them. A little slower now with all of the Seawolves playing pretty far back. Only Carno here on the A side, though. So if they do decide to push in, Carno's in a little bit of trouble.
Kaiser, I said that he might have to take the chains off of his top fraggers. He took the chains off himself. Majestic clearing out these corners, doing his due diligence, now making his way onto site, dashing forward, not going to find anyone, and he will quickly realize that it's been an A stack all along for USF, getting his way towards Heaven. Stony Brook with a perfect post-plant setup into this eco. Fake does pop the ult, so will have potential for a lot of resets and a lot of kills, but needs to crack it first. Faked with a first. Kaiser for a spray. Gets a trade back onto Davey. Knows Faked is still there. His team will follow up with some more kills. Stony Brook putting it into a 3-on-2. Bow going for a flank. Fake down to 1 knife. Does need to find a headshot with it or else he's going to lose that ultimate. Majestic finding one more onto Queasy in a main, and it's all up to Faked. No point in really saving right now, as I believe he only has a stinger, but nonetheless, Stony Brook aren't going to give him any free kills in this round. 6-0 is coming up.
And it looks like Fake will just have to die to Spike, and there we go. An excellent showing from the Seawolves. We do see a lot of different reads from them. They're going slow initially, they're going fast. They're playing it all in different ways, and the Bulls call a timeout here. There's not much else they can do. They need to figure out what to change here.
And a quick timeout coming from USF. So, you got to talk about it. Yeah. It's an inverse situation of last map. So we were saying, how does Stony Brook come back from a 6-0 deficit? Well, I got to reverse the script on you right now. How does USF come back from a 6-0 deficit?
I'm not entirely sure. They've been trying to take their duels, and they've kind of haven't found much success. Majestic is just running it down. It's like he's playing Neon. He's not stopping. He's been in their face, taking duels. A lot of util has been backing him up too. Like I said, Kaiser with his Sova util scanning out enemies. The Seawolves have gotten back to their teamwork form once again with like them backing up their entry duelist. I think the Bulls really just need to find their groove and like shut down Majestic just like the first map again.
Absolutely, and as we get back into game, Majestic going over to this B site. Again, he doesn't have his ultimate anywhere close to up, but several other players in this game do have their ultimates, and a majority of them are on USF. So how's that going to factor into this round? Again, do you think they're going to be using them to try to win their first round, or are they going to wait for a better time? I can't imagine that there
Yeah.
is one, though.
I think this is their best bet. I'm looking mainly towards the Rolling Thunder and Lockdown, but
Majestic
is
so
inside.
quick.
He's
Already on to B site. He's saying no one's here. Majestic is now playing defense just 10 seconds into the round. Gets his first kill onto Crocs. Will get traded out from Faked.
and Spike's on the other
look at it.
side.
It's perfect.
It's a free A site for
It's
the Seawolves.
Perfect from Majestic. A complete bait. He makes USF so panicked to get over to B, and his entire team just pounce onto the undefended site, like you said. And I mean, what are you looking at a save at this point? It does look like USF is sniffing around.
Majestic sold that fake so well that Davey, who has fallen now, used his ultimate in B main. They didn't have that for the retake anyway, but now they put down a lockdown, but they're just fighting into it. Seawolves just run in and run it down.
It is a 2-on-1, so getting a little bit closer. Bao is going to have to peek into this smoke.
Here.
One-on-one created. Kaiser does have the advantage, and the clock is going to play to his favor as Stony Brook will get to a 7th. That retake did get a lot closer than I think I expected. But at the same time, Stony Brook, they have the bank. Dwindling bank, I will say, but still enough to buy in this round, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, an absolute masterclass from Kaiser there, calling Majestic to sell that fake. That was unbelievably strong of them. Now they have been taking a lot of damage in these rounds they won. Like a lot of these rounds, only one person has survived, usually Kaiser. But now their bank is dwindling. If the Bulls can get this thrifty win or next couple of rounds, they could claw their way back into this game. And now we see the Bulls, they take a lot of A main control, and the Seawolves once again have taken up all of mid, which we've seen them do multiple times this half.
A lot of mid presence, like you said, but Stony Brook hasn't really opted in for any splits. They've usually just taken mid control and gone back somewhere else. Carno is going to punish Gunny through the box, traded back, Majestic putting it back into a 4-on-4, and he's just pressing down W and going forward into such an advantageous position for the attackers right now.
He might just catch a timing on Queasy, who's getting pinched. It didn't matter. Abel wasn't even around the corner. Majestic just gets
finds
the kill.
Another, again dashing forward, looking for kills after kills after kills. Does have Carno around the corner, knows he's there. Stony Brook, they have an open A site, but are choosing to go B anyways. Carno dropping the spike. That's huge right now for USF, and repositioning, using that ability. Will find another one onto Bao. Majestic killing Crocs, Abel killing Carno, and it's just the kill feed all the way for Stony Brook as Fake the last one up in a 2-on-1. It's doable, but it will be hard to crack back into sight.
The Seawolves have almost no health. And Majestic, I believe, is on like 2 health. Abel is 1 shot as well.
Will find the first onto Majestic. Should know that Abel's there. Looking for the spam, to not going to find it. Abel, all up to him, and he's not going to win it. 1-on-2 clutch for Faked, albeit he had more health than the other two of them combined. USF to find their first.
And that's a huge round for them to find. Like we said, the economy for the Seawolves has been kind of dying out with how much damage they've been taking in each round. They do have enough money for 1 or 2 rifles, I believe, but this is a pretty broken buy coming out from the Seawolves despite a 7-1 lead.
And now you got to mention how important this round is for both of these teams at this point, because look at the credits for everyone. I mean, it's so low that this one round could decide the next 2 and 3 that follow it.
This round definitely defines the half. Whoever loses round is on a thrifty for at least the next round, and depending on if they can keep the rifles up, the winner might be on a thrifty too. But we see once again a lot of mid control.
Majestic dashing in, using the knives, finds Queasy.
He just goes straight through the alarm bot and now backs off again. Bulls left scrambling. Davey trying to figure out which site to go to.
Bao to pick up Carno as well, so it looks like a very good A play for the Seawolves. 4-on-1 activated, and it will be Stony Brook coming up with another round. I say that, but it's Bao to finish it off. You know, I never want to count out Davey, because he really has shown the firepower to be able to turn around pretty
Yeah.
much any situation he finds himself in.
Yeah. And his util is also incredible. He sets up his teammates well. It's just once he's in a 1vx situation, it's a little hard to play off your own util as a breach. And so now we find the Seawolves back on their full buy, and the Bulls once again broken with a Hero Guardian on Crocs over on the A site.
Davey, looking to line up this flashbang right now, as it's a pretty big A stack coming out for USF. Stony Brook playing this one a little bit more passive. We've seen rounds take a little bit longer where it goes down to the 45-second mark before anyone really makes their move. But at the same time, Majestic is playing Jet and could very well just charge forward like that and take out Carno. Majestic
And
already onto the site. He's again won it all by himself. And now USF is scrambling to get back Bow to take out one before falling himself. Gunny will double up for two and then fall himself. But Stony Brook trading positively. That's all they're going to need for this round, making it a 9th.
And we see Majestic has been taking duels so fast that the Seawolves have been saving util. We saw Gunny pull out his lockdown to take the B site, but Majestic just dove in, killed Carno. And
Majestic still just holding W, and
just
another
wants to
one onto
fight.
Davey.
And now we still have that lockdown for the next round because Majestic just opened the site by himself. Amazing entering ability from him, and the Bulls just haven't found a solution. We see Faked back on that operator. We didn't see much of it last time because the Seawolves ended up taking the site so fast that he had to retake with someone else's Vandal. I'm curious to see if they will take enough space initially to cause the operator to get its value.
Faked. Going a little bit aggressive into B main right now. Little does he know that two Seawolves players are lurking around the side of this corner, but does have to deal with the Killjoy bot first, unless he gets a peek. Baiting it around the corner, thus the shoulder, and Faked misses the shot, gets dropped to 2 HP as well. So this glass cannon is really living up to its name. Stony Brook also know that there's an op on the map, so they're going to play around that accordingly. Carno picking up big one in mid, quick headshot out onto Bow.
Now we see a bit of a reset. Seawolves leaning back towards mid and A, as they tend to do. Faked still holding down B main with the operator, so the Bulls know no one's swinging out there just yet. So they've leaned heavily towards A, and now we see Abel taking a fight. Davey manages to take him out, and now we see
Still
the
two
Bulls
on A.
lead.
Stony Brook really don't know where to go in this round, as they've run into an operator on B site, they've run into a stack on A site, so now it really just leaves mid as the last option. Little do they know USF is making the right read so far.
Davey with a beautiful stun there, making sure his Sova doesn't have to take a fight.
Majestic will get a kill, doubles up with another headshot, and that clears B site. So now it's going to be an even 3-on-3 retake. Majestic staying aggressive, another headshot, make it 3 onto Crocs. Just single-handedly turning this round into something winnable for the Seawolves, trying to get them up to a 10th. Queasy will take the peek out onto Kaiser. Easy headshot for him. Majestic for the last peek, but the captain picks up his second of the round. Headshots all the way. 5 up, 5 down, make it that easy.
Another strong round from the Seawolves. They're just not ready for Majestic's aggression. Crocs expected him to fall back after those 2 kills so that he could get his dart out, but Majestic just stood there. He popped his dash, popped Crocs, and then dashed off. He has been opening these rounds for the Seawolves time and time again, and now we see Abel actually. He picked up the operator for an attack side op, which is an interesting look we haven't seen from them yet. A lot of aggression coming out from the Bulls in B main.
Faked a great headshot. Could look to double it up. Hello. One onto Gunny as well. Faked staying aggressive, trying to imprint everything he can onto this round. 5-on-3, Stony Brook looking for some kills backwards. Kaiser finding another one, but Faked will triple up.
Now, Seawolves are left in A main. They've lost all of the map control. Abel still has the operator, trying to see what he can find with it. Might find Davy here, but a headshot angle isn't what you want with that. And now they're kind of stuck here. There's not much space they have. Fake just gets him
A
through the
fourth
smoke.
smoked through the wall. It's a headshot. He doesn't particularly care.
Fake,
Fake looking for the ace, hunting for it, dashing
he
forward
wants
onto Bao.
Bao.
Scumbag Bao to take it away
He
from
will
him.
deny it. And Bao is just backing off. He's sitting in spawn with the op. It's 30 seconds. It's not very likely to save it, but we'll have to see how it goes. Looks like the Bulls aren't really contesting him for it. They are now. They know he's weak. And
Bao
Bao,
down to 14. Has a couple of players lurking around him. Might just peek into
I don't think he
Queasy right
expects
here.
Squeezy here.
Knife out. Davy shoulder peeking. Gets going to get double swung. Queasy will get the kill. 10-2 defenders won that round.
The Bulls still staying in it. Davy with a quick knife swing there to give the kill to Queasy, which is really telling of how he's been playing the game. It's been uh, a lot of him supporting his teammates while also fragging out. Now that we're on the other side, we've got pistols coming out. We got the Bulls leaning towards A here. Deagle on Majestic. We'll have to see what magic he can work. He's 18-7 right now, and this round is significant for the Bulls. If they don't get this round, it snowballs away, and I think the Seawolves take it away.
And you're especially if you win this, if you
Yeah.
lose this round, if you are USF, you're faced with an impossible choice of either trying to force buy into the next,
Yeah.
which if you lose that, then you have nothing for the next one after that.
Which is the
it's
match point.
or you save and give up match points. So that's the stakes right now. As Bao looking to get a little bit aggressive, will find one onto Fake, doubling up, and it will be Crocs taking him out first. Majestic is there to support his teammate, but too aggressive on this time around. Leaves Abel to do it all by himself on this A site. Abel
Kaiser
dancing
coming
around
in
the
for
boxes.
save.
Abel knows one's underneath. Could look to quick tap and will find it. 2-on-1 activated. Abel still dancing, has a teammate towards heaven, and Abel will get it. 11-2 for the Seawolves, and it's worst case scenario for the Bulls.
Abel had an incredible hold on site there, playing around dice. He finds two. Kaiser comes in to save him when the push from Tree comes in. Together, they manage to hold down, and now we see the dilemma you were talking about. The Bulls, they go for the buy up. They buy up to Stingers, which leaves them with very little in the bank if they do not win this round.
And again,
Yeah.
it's what we were talking about. So this is going to be a big challenge, but if the Seawolves can overcome it, they'll set themselves up so perfectly to take this third map. And Bao with a quick double out of nowhere. Majestic getting tested now. He will fall, so at least it's a 4-on-3 for the Bulls. Round could snowball quicker after this. Bao reloading, scoping back up, has Crocs around the corner, will take a shot. He triples up. Bao doing it all by himself in this round. Abel on site anyways, just in case he falls. And Davy, what can you do? Bao with a fourth hunting for the ace. He'll be denied by Davy,
That's
but
just
nonetheless,
karma.
it's 3-on-1, and he's so low already. Abel sees him up top, will get the spray. Stony Brook up to 12-on-2, and it is a absolute demolished buy coming out for USF in this final round.
Yeah, that Outlaw was a significant buy out of Bao. One shots on everyone with how broken their buy was. And yeah, the Bulls call a timeout, which they absolutely have to. There's nothing else you can do here. You need 12 rounds in a row here to get the win, which is
It's only 60 seconds to talk about, what you need to do for this round and all of them after that. It's really not a lot of time for USF to work out a solid game plan. That being said, what do they have to do?
I'll be honest, I don't have any idea how they claw themselves back into this. I assume the coaches obviously have a better idea, but I can't really see anything coming out of this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big question of last map when they were running over the Seawolves. It was a lot about that individual play coming out from Fake. So maybe they say, hey, listen, guys, set up Faked on this round. Let's get him rolling. Let's get him going. But we're coming back to live, so we have to see if Faked can make that more of a reality than just the words from me.
Yeah, we got to see if he can diff his opponent Jet. Majestic has been just not non-stop running through the Bulls here. Exactly what Fake did to them last game. And now we see a bit of a mixed buy coming in. I believe that's an Ares on Majestic. I'm not sure. Oh,
Quick
Majestic
kill and
dropped instantly. Faked.
like
with
we
his
were saying,
signature Guardian.
Faked had to do it. He's doing it so far, finding a quick headshot. Will be bow for a double up, gets traded, so puts it back to 3-on-3. Stony Brook, they're spread out on the map so thin. It's going to have to be a kill for Kaiser right now, and he finds it quickly turning around, but there will be no trade potential for the Bulls. B site is taken, so that is a consolation prize, but Faked and Crocs are going to have to find 3 for just their 2. Kaiser could look to peek around this corner, doesn't know that Faked is holding it this tight. Kaiser really just taking his time, doesn't want to overcommit anything, throwing his Sova utility out onto site now. They spotted Crocs, and he will fall. Faked, making noise, down to 31 HP. Gunny swinging around the corner, and that will do it. Stony Brook picking up another map. They will pick up the series, and they will go 2-0 to start the season, Nithlin. They did it.
An amazing counter to their last map. Another blowout, this time in the favor of the Seawolves. An excellent showing from them. Majestic, especially, we can't stop talking about him.
Yeah.
He helped that game go through all the way.
Absolutely. And so with that, speaking of Majestic not being able to stop, not being able to let go of W, we are going to be getting an interview with him in just a little bit to hear from just how crazy he actually is in person to
Indeed.
how that translates into the game. But I just want to get a few more words from you before we get over to that interview. How strong do you think the Seawolves are mentally to come back from that second map to then come into the third and just completely annihilate their opponent?
I think that was incredible of them. A 13-1 blowout is very hard to come back from, especially when 3 of your teammates had 0 kills for like 12 rounds. Now, this is an absolute comeback for them. Kaiser called an incredible game here.
Absolutely.
Completely turned it around. All of them were doing excellent. We see, yes, some of them didn't frag as much as they did like in map 1, but there also wasn't as much opportunity. They all went positive because, well, Majestic was kind of just stealing all the kills from them.
Absolutely.
They really turned it around in this third map, and I'm very impressed at how resilient they were.
All right, and that will do it from Nithlin Ravi here on the stream. We will be back in just a short couple of minutes. I will be interviewing the... Why am I blanking on his name? He just had such a good... Majestic. Why am I blanking on his name? He just played so well. I will be interviewing Majestic to hear a couple of words from him about this most recent Seawolves victory. Stick around. He will be on in just a sec. And we are back this time with on the season. How does it feel to start off so strong?
It feels great. Like, this is my first year here in Stony Brook, and yeah, it just feels great just to be here and just play for Stony Brook.
Absolutely. And so I got to talk about it. The real reason we wanted to interview you, especially after that map, you just kept holding W. You just kept going forward. I want to talk about specifically that one round where you dashed onto B site all by yourself, leaving the A site completely open for your team. I mean, just how much is that aggression a part of your game?
So last map, Sunset, like I felt like we had like no confidence at all. Like after we lost like the 5th round, like we just like stopped talking like fairly, and I felt like I need to like step up and like actually like bring the energy up for my team, like build the confidence up, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a complete turnaround from the second to third map. I mean, not only you, so, I mean, if your solution is just getting more aggressive, clearly worked for you, but for the rest of the team, how do you guys reset after such a crushing map 2 loss to come back in the third so strong?
Can you repeat that?
How do you come back from such a crushing loss in the second map to come back into the third one and play so well?
So like I said, just confidence. Like we had to build a lot of confidence to like actually like overcome them. Like Sunset, we had like zero confidence at all. Like we were just missing all our shots. Like my teammate just kept complaining that like he just kept couldn't kill anyone with stuns and stuff. So
All right, and Kaiser specifically, the IGL, not only was he, bottom of the scoreboard in map 2 to top of the scoreboard in map 3. I mean, what happens when he's leading from example like that? Does that just fuel all of you to know that you're going to win it?
yeah, like definitely. Like how do I put it? He's just a great IGL. Like he'll step up when he needs to.
Absolutely. I think that's going to do it here on this stream. Again, Stony Brook taking this matchup 2-1 in the end up against Florida State or Southern Florida State University. And that is going to do it in all. Thank you so much for watching, and we will be back, I believe, tomorrow for another broadcast on the esports channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kevin Broderick, joined by Majestic, and behalf of everyone else behind the scenes, thank you.